Welcome, everybody. We're glad to have you here on Cambridge Comedy Underground, CCTV production. We bring you the best in local comedians right here on local television. We're glad to have you guys with us tonight. We've got a great show in store for you. I'm really glad to be here myself. I had some weird news lately. I found out that I have been diagnosed. I guess it should come as no surprise to me. Been diagnosed with adult ADD. I have the ADD, and I got the diagnosis late in life, the attention deficit disorder thing. And I'm kind of glad I got the diagnosis late in life because I was raised in the 60s. In the 60s, they called it minimal brain dysfunction. So I'm just thinking, that wouldn't have been an 8-year-old's dream. Go to the doctor. Yeah, kid, what do we got here? Let's see. You got a debilitating pigeon toe. We're going to make you wear your shoes on the wrong feet for the next few years. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, minimal brain dysfunction. Yeah. Other than these things, you're just like all the other kids. Don't let it bother you at all. So, I don't know. And now as I've grown up, I just can't, some weird things happen. Like, how when you sit on the train, like you took the train over here today, when you sit on the train and this weird person sits next to you and tries to talk to you through the whole ride? Well, I'm him, and I'm not stopping. So, saddle up, okay? I also like to walk up. I like to play around with psychology. I like to walk up and down the train on the red line and go, I'm just trying to get back to Springfield. I don't need your money. I just wanted you to know my agenda. I don't know. It's fun times here. Fun times here in the. I feel like I'm vacuuming now. So yeah, great. So now I'm suffering from that senior affliction. Granddaddy Purple, you guys might have heard of that. No, like how people have those caution signs in their car, like I brake for animals and baby on board and that sort of thing. I don't really know. I'm trying to find the thing that describes the situation for me a lot better. So mine says hi AF. That pretty much covers where my head is. Yeah, I went to the dispensary the other day. It's great. I love the dispensary, man. They have everything an old man with ADD like me needs. They have weed, you can smoke flower, which is great. They got edibles. They even have vape cartridges. They even have a patch. You hear about they have a patch you can put on? It's awesome. Now I can smoke weed while I'm sleeping. What I think is funny is how they ought to observe all the customer service protocols, in the dispensary. So, I waited for 40 years for this, so it's kind of funny to go in there and shop, So I pick out my stuff, and the guy's checking it all. He goes, okay, let's see. We got a 1/4 ounce of Granddaddy Purple. I got 2 brownies and a vape cartridge. There you go. Have a nice day. I'm like, bet on it, pal. Have you smoked this stuff? I'm on my way to buy condoms. My day shaping up just fine. Canada's getting on board now. They got recreational everywhere. McDonald's getting in the act. They got a new adult Happy Meal. It's a cheeseburger and a pre-roll joint. I know, but I got kids at home and that. You can't, it's like I don't smoke the stuff inside my house. I got I got kids around, but so you got to have these reasons, go outside and stuff. But how many times can a guy take out the trash? So you guys ready to get the show going? We got a great show for you tonight. I'm so happy to see these comics come up. This first guy, you might have seen him on Facebook Live. The voice of Monday, right? Tim, is it? There's Tim right there. Voice of Monday. You've heard it before. Now we finally secured it for the stage. One of my favorites on earth. Bring your hands together for Tim McKlasky.
I feel like I just won Price is Right or something. You just run down the aisle, grab the stage, and walk away with a washer dryer tonight. Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm excited to be here. You guys are the smart people. I was driving around. I could tell everybody here is way fucking smarter than me. So I don't have jokes as much as questions for you guys, all right? You guys can handle science-based questions, right? That Me23 thing, the Ancestry.com, should I be doing that? My whole family's scrubbing their gums and sending DNA to strangers. Should we be doing that? Right now, yeah, they can tell me that my family's a 1/4 Eskimo, but in 10 years, we don't know what type of genealogical information they're going to be able to pull from that, right? They might find a gene that tells you that your whole family's pedophiles. Right? Good luck getting a job at Build-A-Bear when they find that one thing and from the tartar sample that you sent in. It's ridiculous. I'm okay though. I don't want. You say child molestation, everybody gets upset. I'm not a child molester. Okay? I took the test, and it's not the Me23. It's not the Ancestry.com. I took 4 ecstasy and I went to Chuck E. Cheese and nothing happened. All right? If If that's not going to be the test there, I don't know where you're setting the bar. I played skee ball for 30 minutes. I played whack-a-mole for an hour. You know how many tickets I made? No urges, just Mountain Dew. Yeah. Whoa. The aliens are here, people. Oh, shit. Yeah, like, I'm from Lynn, so to get me to come out to Cambridge is like a whole, like, this is exciting for me. They told me it was a TV studio. I was like, oh, I'm in. Because I'm in a movie guy. Super into fucking movies, right? Yeah, you know what movie I was watching the other day? Ghostbusters. You ever see Ghostbusters? Yeah. The most amazing, I think this place is haunted right fucking now, okay? This is the sequel. We're in the sequel to Ghostbusters, okay? In Ghostbusters, right? There was a song that came with that, which is the most insane song. They still play that song on the radio today, and it's just the song from a movie, right? And if you listen to it, it's so oddly sexual for a song about, you know, like kids that fight ghosts and shit. Like, I don't understand what they were doing. But I imagine that Ray Parker Jr., the guy that sings it, is in a business meeting with some Hollywood producer. And the Hollywood producer's like, Ray, here's the deal, okay? Summer blockbuster. We got Bill Murray. We got Dan Aykroyd. We're throwing them all together. They're basically exterminators who fight ghosts. It's for kids, man, and they're going to love it. So what we need from you is like an anthem, something to get kids jammed up, get them out of the schools, and get them in the fucking movie theaters, okay? This is what we're doing, Ray. Can you help me, Ray? Ray, what do you got? Ray, what do you got? And Ray's like, I'm on board. I do slow jams all the time, okay? Let me just think for a second. All right, okay. If there's something strange in your neighborhood, I'll put your big fat dick in it. And the movie producer's like, yo, Ray. Did you just say put your big fat dick in it? I mean, what are you talking? This is like we're trying to market this towards kids, okay? I want to put this on a lunchbox. Like, slow it down, all right? Again, it's about ghosts, ghost exterminators, okay? So like, work that in there, something spiritual, something spooky. And Ray's like, oh, okay, sorry, you know, I got you. Let me change it up a little bit. Invisible man climbing in your bed. I'll put your big fat dick in it. The movie producer's like, Ray, I just told you this was for 15-year-old kids. What's with you and putting your thing in? Like, let's not do that, all right? I want a Saturday morning cartoon. That's how we make money off this shit, okay? It's PG. There's no 13 in this one, all right? And Ray's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're just confusing me with ghosts and spirituality, sexuality. I get those two confused. They have alities in them. Let me try it one more time. Something different. And he's like, not sexual, Ray. I'm pitching this to my 13-year-old niece. Nothing sexual, okay? I got you. Bustin' makes me feel good. Ray, get the fuck out of my office, all right? That's not funny, okay? This is my job here. And Ray's like, all right, I got some equity with you, right? You've seen what I can do. Let me just try something, okay? Let me try something. And Ray got the movie producer to just listen for one more second. And when he listened, this is what Ray Parker Jr. did. Put your big fat dick in it. None of this is true. I'm kind of like paraphrasing. I kind of like to make up my own stories for this shit. I'm very like imaginative, so when I watch a movie, I don't really follow the narration. I just look deeper like I'm a detective. Wizard of Oz, right? That's just a movie about bitches killing each other over shoes, right? Drop a house on that sister, steal her shoes, go kill the other fucking sister. Guess what? You could have gone home the whole time, bitch. It's a fucked up movie. All of your movies are. Indiana Jones. We've all seen Indiana Jones movies, right? Who's the villain of Indiana Jones? It's Indiana Jones. The only reason you don't think that is because every other character in the movie is a Nazi, all right? So we're not setting the bar very high as far as who's the hero, who's the villain here, okay? Indiana Jones is a man who recreationally grave robs people, okay? He has a career. He works at a university. We're all, I think we all know he's banging 15-year-old freshmen, all right? What is he doing? And every time he gets caught, the Me Too movement cracks that Indiana Jones whip down on him. He just flies across a plane, dun, 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 and then bangs some chick in another country. He does this all the time. He kills people. Children are growing up fatherless so that next year's Museum of Science exhibit will be the shit. How many crying orphans do you need so that you can see the Cross of Coronado through glass? I mean, you're just being a dick here at this point, okay? Indiana Jones. Who else? Who else do I want to ruin? I want to ruin all of your childhoods without even touching you. That's like a feat of magic right there. How about Willy Wonka? I'm going to go with the easy ones. You guys have seen all these movies. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? Who's the villain? Slugsworth? Wonka? How about Grandpa piece of shit Joe? Who lays in a bed with 3 other grandparents just covered in gray pubic hair and grandparents' juice. None of them have lifted a finger to support this kid who's eating boot leather every fucking day, right? Grandpa Joe's got tobacco money, yeah. And sometimes he buys Christmas presents for the kids and shit, but as long as he gets half of that back, right? The stars align, the fates match up, and poor Charlie Bucket, he gets a fucking golden ticket. Grandpa Joe snaps up out of bed. Oh shit, I can walk again. We're going to the factory. Get me some Snickers bars, get me some Milky Ways. Call my dentist, tell him to go fuck himself. Yeah, mother load. And Charlie's just like, what the fuck? Charlie's the nicest kid in the world, right? Charlie's at the fucking factory going, oh, Mr. Wonka, this is a wonderful gobstopper. Thank you so much for it. If I could get my mouth around it, I'd have it in my tongue right now. Don't ask me why I was thinking about the diameter of the thing going into the children's mouth. It's just what popped into my head. I told you, I'm fucked up. Holy shit. And they get to the factory, right? And Grandpa Joe fucks it up for him again. He's like, Charlie, this fizzy lifter soda, I think it has fucking liquor in it. Let's drink it down and fade away into oblivion like any chance of you getting out of the fucking ghetto. Imagine being my wife trying to like watch Netflix with me, you know what I mean? She just fucking loads me up with Tylenol and edibles. Holy shit. The worst villain in any movie that goes under the radar here is Rose from Titanic, okay? Rose is a mean, horrible bitch in this movie. Rewatch this shit, okay? She's married to a steel tycoon who in real life is a supermodel, okay? And he's taking her on a ship that is so extravagant that it would be the equivalent of the Challenger mission today. Cost a lot of money, ended up killing a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he didn't know that. He's taking her and her wife, he's buying her Monet paintings, and what does she do? She fucks a stowaway on the second level of the boat halfway through the fucking trip. It's like a 2-week trip. Granted, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and what always made me mad about that movie is because I don't think that she actually had sex with Leo. I don't think she banged him. That scene in the car with the hand, that was oral sex, everybody. I don't want to get too gross here, okay? But this right here is not sex, okay? Near, far, wherever. That's not sex, okay? We're all adults here. We know that sex is more like dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I see a couple guys snickering here. I see a couple of women just going, nope. Not a guy. It's my wife, actually. Yeah, she's here. No, my wife's deaf and dumb. Not deaf and dumb, just dumb. She needs me to operate the Netflix things. If it's not me, it doesn't happen, so. Holy shit, running out of breath here. It's hot in the studio with the lights, huh? And the ghosts, what are we doing here? It's ectoplasm everywhere. I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna leave you with this, okay? What's the difference between a house fire and a bonfire? Just marshmallows in a homeless family. My name's Timothy McKlasky. Thank you for the time.
Tim McKlasky, keep it going for him. Let him hear it. Let him know. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's Tim. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's about getting older. Like I start looking at all that stuff different now too. It's a product of my age. I start asking these weird questions, even about my favorite stuff. Like I wonder if Gotham City really needs a Batman. They only got like 5 crooks, right? Pretty easy to pick out of a crowd. Last time I checked. Not that hard to locate either. They all live in like slanted buildings. Yeah. Like they must have the most inept police force on earth, you know? I can picture one of their cars calling something in. Oh, you got 214. Commissioner? Yeah, we got a heavily armed clown down here at the wharf. Got a bunch of thugs. He's squatting in a slanted building. What's that? I don't know. He's got a shit ton of money on him. He says he's going to some parade. Oh, that checks out? Okay. I ask questions about also, like even my favorite Star Wars. Star Wars, I start to question. How can you question Star Wars? But I do. It's like, you have these great guys like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda. These are telekinetic demigods that learn to overcome death. But after doing so, their only contribution to the rebellion is ghost coaching a 17-year-old kid to fight his old man. It's like, hey, what you gonna do? Thanks, Obi-Wan. A little pep talk in the forest. That ought to help me sew it up. You know? And then Yoda. It's like all the power and knowledge of the Force can't put his nouns and verbs in the right order. When 900 years old, you become talk this good, you will not. You guys ready to keep this show going? This next comic, she doesn't want an intro. I'm going to give her one anyway. Several months ago, I don't know how long ago it was actually. I saw this thing. Oh, this gal had this room. She said, "Want to come out and do some time in this room?" I said, "Man, go check this thing out. I don't know who this person is." I went out there. I saw her do some kind of like, "Wow, she's good." And I watched her do something like, "Well, she's really good." Now I finally got her on the show. Please put your hands together for Emily Mame Ford.
Thanks, Casey. A lot of comedians are always making dick jokes. Try to make some of my own, but it was too hard. Yeah. When I was a little kid, I used to cut all my fingernails, save all the clippings, put them in an empty cassette tape, fill it with water, and introduce them to the public as my hermit crabs. That's just real. I wish it wasn't. Yeah. If you can't tell from that, I'm from New Hampshire. There's not a lot to do, I actually grew up on a farm. And for my 5th birthday, my dad got me a pony for my birthday. I was so excited. I went out there every single day to hang out with the pony. We were really tight. It was like that for months until one morning I went out there to see the pony. Something was different. Something was going on with the pony. Took me a little while to figure it out that the pony was dead. Yeah. Yeah, right? I know. Because it wasn't like when our bunny died. That was so obvious. Because the dog bit its head off. That was so much more clear. But I ended up learning 2 things that day. The first thing that I learned is that you actually can beat a dead horse. Just might not respond. The second thing I learned is that you shouldn't buy a horse on discount. It's probably 45 years old, about to die, and your daughter will end up doing this. Don't suggest it. But a couple months went by and my parents, they were like, Emily, we found another horse on discount. Do you want us to buy it for you? And I said, nay. Yeah. I recently got out of a long relationship, 5 years, and we lived together. And the day that we broke up, we had a cat and a dog together, and we lived together. The day that we broke up, he moved out, he left, and the cat, he knocked a razor onto the floor. I know, it was crazy. And he knocked a razor onto the floor, and the dog, she picked it up in her mouth, and she brought it to me. And she looks at me, and she says, Mom, do you think we could shave the cat? Because Daddy loved to shave pussy, and maybe he'll come home. I had to sit her down and explain to her, like, honey, Daddy's not coming home anytime soon. Daddy stayed up too many nights till 2 a.m. playing D&D, and Mommy figured out she likes girls. Not coming home. Yeah, I have a girlfriend now. Yeah, snaps for gayness. No, I think people that snap are actually like way gayer than people that scissor. It's just facts. Just facts. Yeah, I have a girlfriend. She's from Lynn. She uses her scratch ticket dust as pepper. Can't get her to stop. It's disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, like every time I move a chair, she freaks out. I'm like, babe, it's just a chair. It's not a shooting. Don't worry. It's not like your childhood. Yeah, but it took me a while to figure out that I liked girls, though. It did. And I think one of the things that I should have realized sooner is that like all my ex-boyfriends look exactly like Ellen DeGeneres. One thing, should have realized that, Emily. But I actually ended up figuring it out through the sleepwear that I was purchasing. I'll explain. The first thing I bought was like these long PJs with cats all over them. Really innocent, no big deal. The second thing I bought was these shorts with tacos all over them. Starting to question a little bit more. The third thing, I was about to buy this pair of boxer briefs, and then I just got on Tinder and fucked a girl. Yeah. That joke's tough, though, because like you're looking for the punchline, but we haven't tried fisting yet. I'll let you know when we do. Yeah, I had a girl come up to me after a show the other day, and she's like, wow, You're so brave talking about the gay stuff on stage. That's so brave. I said, I know. Like, fisting is really brave. There's a lot of work that goes into that. It's a lot of work. Are we a weed crowd? I mean, this is Cambridge, so yeah. Yeah, you're here on a Monday. It's Tuesday. I'm obviously a weed crowd. Yeah, I like weed a lot. You know, it's like, don't do drugs. But if you do, make sure that you write down all the things that you've bought on Amazon so that you're not confused on a Thursday when your wetsuit shows up in the mail. Stop doing that shit. I got really high the other day and I ordered delivery. And about 10 minutes later, I opened the oven to see if it got there. Also, just facts. I need to start being a better person. Yeah, but I need to stop getting really high and going on Instagram. I don't know if anyone else does this. I did this the other day, and I was leaving my apartment. And I left my apartment, and there's across the street from me, there's this sign that says "back it up." And I'm like, this is gonna be so funny. I'll take a picture of it, and I'll cross out the "it," and I'll write "that ass," and I'll post it on my Instagram story. So good, right? Yeah. I do that. I go back home, and I take a 3-hour nap. That's what you do, you know. And I wake up 3 hours later and view the Instagram story, and it turns out I missed a much bigger sign that said "open." So my story actually said "open that ass up." Got a lot of mixed messages. One from my cousin, he was like, "Are we finally gonna do this?" You know. One from my grandma, she was like, "How do I do this?" I taught her over Christmas. We're a close family. All right, I'm Emily Mame Ford. Thank you guys so much.
Emily May Ford, keep it going for her. Show her some love. It's awesome. It's very cool. That's one thing. I love that we have that in common. Me and the young folk with the weed. Smoking the weed is good. I like that. Yeah. So there's so many other things I don't have in common. I don't understand a lot of the things that young people do. My wife and I were going to take a trip not long ago. I said, you know, the magazines, they have these magazines. You want to go buy a magazine for the church? I said, they're not for real people. You know, what are you talking about? Not. And I looked at the magazines. Of course, I was pointing like Cosmopolitan and Vogue and that. And I finally realized what their game is. Half of the magazine trashes men. The other half of the magazine teaches how to bag one of these guys. Right? Like, all men are scum. Here's how to get yours. Coming up next month, why he's a lying asshole. And 7 new ways to please him in the bedroom. Thanks, both of you. I like that. That works out for me. Now, I don't know why I see that. I see the world differently now. You'll get old like me. It'll happen to you too, man. Someday you'll be talking to your grandkids like, when I was a kid, we didn't have an actual robot uprising. We had to make believe with the old-timey Xbox, you know. You guys don't laugh. I'm going to keep going until I get one of those laughs. Now, how about we just keep this show going? I got this guy I want to bring up for you. Ready? Let me hear it. Let me tell you something. This guy, okay, when it comes to being Irish, there's not a whole lot more Irish than this guy. Maybe me, I don't know. The two of us together, some trouble. Known him for a long time. Please put your hands together. Co-host of the Gutter Mike, Gutter Boys. Please bring it up. Tommy O'Deed.
Thank you, Casey. Giving up for Casey. Isn't he like a natural salesman? He could fucking sell snowballs in hell, crack in Cleveland. He could just fucking do it all. Like you said, my name is Tommy O'Deed. It's an old Gaelic name. It means dead junkie. Cambridge. I'm like Cambridge's worst nightmare, and I'm booming into their fucking some guy in that YMCA is watching this on a little fucking TV. Guys, I got a 3-year-old at home, right? She's mine. It's great. I get to do this. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I get to do this at night. As long as when her mother comes home from work, she's still breathing, and the house isn't on fire. Again. It happens. It happens. It's great, though, and I'm a goofy dude. I like to have a lot of fun, you know. I like to spice up the day. The other day, I got my daughter. I got the stroller. We're in 7-Eleven. I come around the corners. There's an old lady bending down looking at the Snickers bar. She looks up and goes, "Oh, my God, she's adorable. What's her name?" And just went. Like I fucking stole something. I was like, see you later. I was hoping to get a little head tonight. Yeah, why not? Waka waka. Fucking goofball. Jesus. So then a couple days later, I'm with my 3-year-old, right? One of the first nice days in the spring, I'm like, oh, this is great. We got the playground to ourselves. This is going to be fantastic. It's great, because I hate when there's a gazillion kids there. I just want to kick them. So we're there, and this little kid just comes running out of nowhere like a fucking free-range chicken. Like, this kid he skipped his Adderall. He's by himself, and he just jumps up and he goes, my name is Spider-Man, and I bet you can't guess my real name. I said, I bet you I can. He said, what is it? I said, it's Peter Parker. How did you know that? Because I'm your real father. Took his sister by the hand. I'm like, let's go get some ice cream. All right, Cambridge, you don't like Mame? I think this is the first place where they made, like, plastic bags illegal. You know, that's fucking crazy. Speaking of, like, pollution and fun stuff like that, I saw this lady on TV the other night, and she's holding, like, this fucking sea turtle, right? And she's like, this sea turtle has a 9-inch bendy straw jammed through his nostril. He was like in one nostril and out the other. And then she's like, looks at the camera. She's like, are you concerned about pollution? And I'm like, no, I'm concerned about that turtle's cocaine problem. Holy shit. I've done enough coke to kill a battleship full of fucking people. But I never ended up with, I don't know, maybe hanging out of my ass a couple times. Things get weird. I was doing a show the other night, and there was a bunch of Australian people there, right? Fun bunch. Just like big, healthy-looking people, right? Big portions at the Outback. Well, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. So I'm there, and there's just this pack of, like, beautiful Australian women, and there's one dude. I'm outside, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, is there anything I should know about those Australian women? He's like, well, the one in the red, that's me sister. I'm like, all right, what else? He goes, 9 out of 10 of the Aussie ladies, they like it in the bum. I'm like, all right. You said your sister was the one in the red, right? And all right. Don't like the bum jokes, guys. All right. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Fuck. You guys know about weed butter, right? See if you get this joke. See how hip you are. See if you read the newspaper, right? We all know about weed butter. Weed butter, delicious. I think they need to come out with Suboxone butter. It's gonna be called, I can't believe it's not heroin. It's fucking delicious. Jesus Christ. Grew up here. Just ridiculous accent. Trying so hard not to say the R word, because it's like one of my things. But I'm not gonna do it, I'm in Cambridge. Like a fucking bell will go off and they'll come get you. And one time I was doing stand-up at the Middle East, and I walked on stage to this like pretentious Cambridge table. Never forget it. I didn't even touch the mic. I walk up and I'm just smiling at them, and they all, as a group, went. Yeah, I was wearing a scally cap. That gives it away. Used to have an Iraqi girlfriend. She always used to say, Tommy, that scally cap makes you look like a racist. I said, well, Alia Albir, your name makes you look like an insurgent. More clever than funny, I don't know. Jesus Christ. It was weird though, like, I was with her, so like culturally we weren't matched well, you know, like she grew up in London, England, you know, I grew up in South Medford. When she was learning to walk with a book on her head, I was listening to Eazy-E and learning how to steal car stereos. Didn't work out. And she liked it in the bum. All right, guys, my name's Tommy O.D. Thank you. Right, this case.
Awesome stuff. Keep them going for Tommy. Let him feel the love. Well, I want to keep this tradition just moving right along. Now, as I said, we like to curate some great comedy. Among the things that I like to look for every month is somebody who is studying the comedy arts, is somebody who's going to college, somebody that is about this, somebody who's living the dream and trying to really work at it. And a few weeks ago, I was doing a mic. I like to go out and do mics, of course, to work on my stuff. And I watch and see who's around there and see, you know, if they might be interested to bring on the show. And I saw this kid do a set, and I thought he was just the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I want to present him to you now. You guys up for this? Yeah. Okay, it's a great Emerson student. This is our college section right now. Please keep your hands going for Sam Reisman.
Hello. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 100 times, still shame on you. Victim blaming is a toxic symptom of rape culture. I believe people make too big of a deal about penis size. My ex was hung, but honestly, I'd have preferred if he'd been hanged instead. Things had ended on a bad note between us. He ghosted me, which for those not in the know means that I am still waiting for him to get back to me about whether he has any plans for New Year's 2017. I was understandably mad about that. I started trying to come up with some sort of revenge schemes when I stumbled upon this quote, and it read, "Living well is the best revenge." And I really thought about that. But then I realized, no, I'm not that petty. I'm not going to get my life together out of spite. That's a bridge too far. I do like to practice self-care now. I like to meditate, and I really do believe it works. Every time I meditate, I feel so much better than everyone else. I had a really great Pride Month. The one thing I didn't like was that I kept hearing straight men complaining about how gay people were constantly shoving their sexuality down their throats. And I was just like, you are more than welcome to shove your sexuality down my throat. I see we have a lot of straight people in the audience, and that's fine. I tend to do a lot better in more queer spaces because my humor is very tongue-in-cheek, and the gays are much bigger fans of that. That was a joke about eating ass. If you're straight and you like to eat ass, stop appropriating my culture, you bottom feeders. I hope I haven't upset any hets tonight. One of my best friends is straight, and I am working on it. He was telling me that he believes that if gay people get their own Pride Month, then straight people should get their own Pride Month. And I was like, all right, well, I disagree, but you're entitled. Thank you. I don't have much more time up here, but I would like to ponder this one thought. They say black don't crack, but if there's anything I've learned from watching The Wire, it's that some black people do crack. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Show them some love, Sam Reisman. Huh? What a bunch of fun. You guys having some fun? Let's keep this fun going. This next comic, she's a regular at Pick a Side Stupid podcast. And she's going to be at the Comedy Studio tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and next Monday at Maggie's Lounge. Please bring to the stage Erin Matthews.
Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting local comedy while Mercury is in retrograde. Are you nuts? Is anyone here into astrology? Does anyone else love space but hate science like I do? Yeah. I don't necessarily believe astrology, but I will talk about it to piss straight guys off, you know? I used to make my ex really mad. He was like, astrology's made up. And I was like, so is League of Legends. You know, I can't take you seriously when you main a character named Poppy. What a Scorpio. Yeah. You guys, I'm actually not from here. I moved here from Texas to go to grad school for music, even though the only two people I knew in Boston were two of my ex-boyfriends. And they went to the same grad school that I was going to go to, and they were roommates. I realized I'm like the opposite of Yoko Ono. I bring artists together by breaking up with them. Yeah, I got my grad degree in opera, which, as far as useless degrees go, is definitely one of them, you know? And as famously fun as that art form is, I realized really quickly that opera singers are not that cool to hang out with, you know? It's like a combination of everything you hate about theater kids and also your grandma. Like they'll like walk down the halls going like, but then they'll also like do their hair in hot rollers and be like, I don't know, I think black people have too many rights, you know? Super obnoxious. But yeah, I like to say that it didn't work out for me, which it did not, obviously, because I'm here. But it did sort of work out for me. One of my many, many jobs is that I'm a singer at a church. Yeah, it turns out Jesus hates bad singing. So he hires professionals who don't believe he exists to make him look better. It's really weird going to work when you don't believe your boss exists. You know, like I'll do stuff that I never do at my other jobs. I'll show up late. I'll show up hungover. I won't show up at all. And I keep thinking I'll get in trouble for that, but I haven't been like struck down by lightning, so I know it hasn't gone all the way up the management chain. You know, I'm doing okay. But yeah, I just, it's kind of hard for me because I didn't really have like a traditional religious upbringing, you know? I was actually raised Mormon. Was anybody here raised Mormon? No way! How many wives do you have? But yeah, I was raised Mormon. It's kind of a weird thing to tell people. You know, it's like a weird level of repression to admit to. Like even Irish Catholics are like, oh, that's why you smile too much, you know? And it is classified as a cult, which is weird because now it feels more like a subgenre of mommy blogging or something. But I think it is a cult because I realized that subconsciously I've been looking for a new cult to join ever since I left. And I tried like all the usual suspects, you know? I tried like yoga, veganism, improv. And I gotta say, nothing beats the high of thinking you're one of God's chosen people. So improv is the one that I still do. Just kidding. Does everyone here love improv? But yeah, this really funny thing actually happened to me the other week, like walking outside of the improv theater. I saw one lady in regular clothes and one lady in nun clothes. Which I feel bad saying, because you know those are like regular clothes for her, probably. But they're weird clothes for me to see, so I like sort of tuned in. And while I was walking by, the lady in real regular clothes was saying to the lady in nun clothes, she was like, it's really fun, it's really high energy. And I was like, am I watching a lady try to talk a nun into seeing improv? Because if so, she's doing it all wrong, right? Like nuns are famously not into fun or high energy things, right? So what she should have said was like, it's all made up. They spend most of the time trying to justify the weird claims they already made. And some people think it's a cult. And she would have been like, oh my God, take me to the dweebs. But yeah, no, I joke a lot, but I actually got a lot of good stuff out of being Mormon. Like my work ethic, I think I got a really strong work ethic. Yeah, people say a lot about like the Puritan work ethic, but more needs to be said about the Mormon work ethic because it is an uphill battle believing some of the stuff they tell you. They were like, Jesus wrote another book after the Bible and buried it in a hill in New York. And I was like, yeah, great. Yeah, no, I actually, everyone in my family got that great work ethic. I'm kind of the butt of my family's jokes. And my mom like really roasted me in the group chat the other day. So she was like, congratulations to Corinne on her first national publication. Congratulations to Justin on his first paid internship. And congratulations to Erin for being on antibiotics. I was on antibiotics for bacterial vaginosis, which is when you get a stinky V from letting in too many stinky Ds. Okay, I'm Erin. Thanks, you guys.
Erin Matthews, keep it going for her. God, I love having a college age folks on. It's very cool. I remember my college days. What a week that was. Now, I was in college long enough to learn like a couple things I think that seem to be important to college students, or should be, I think, is learning the proper meaning of college abbreviations, you know, if you go there. Like if you sign up to be a sociology major, they're going to call you a Soc major, right? You guys know this? Join in and learn. If you're a psychology major, you would be a psych major. If you're a philosophy major, you would be known as unemployed, right? And so that's no. I was in long enough. I had one interesting experience. Like college roommates can, you know, very kind and gentle souls as they are. They locked me in a bathroom, and I was taking a shower. They locked me in the bathroom. They took away my towel, my clothes, all the stuff. Oh, won't this be fun? And my only exit was out a window into a courtyard. Like had like 150 people playing volleyball, you know. So as I'm lowering my naked self out the window, plotting my exit across the courtyard, I spied a pizza box at the last moment. It was in the trash. I had an idea, right? But I didn't want to run across the courtyard with just a pizza box to cover my, So I covered my face with it and just walked across the courtyard instead. It worked out pretty good. Domino's didn't have a good year, but. So I want to bring up our next Lotto Spot comic. You guys ready for this? Oh, I'm privileged to say you're going to enjoy this. I've seen this guy before up north. He does a lot of clubs that are up north. Please put your hands together for Patrick DePari.
Hello. I'm very nervous right now. I'm nervous because this is my first time doing comedy in a long time. I've been pursuing my other dream lately, which is porn. But it's an infested industry. You gotta stay original, to stay relevant. So I've been shooting a lot of scat porn, you know? You guys know what scat porn is? That's where I'm having sex with a girl and the whole time I'm going No, neither of my dreams pay though, so I do have a job. I work in a restaurant. The other day I walked in and on our big menu on the wall, on the kids section under sides, it said in big bold letters, cucks and dip. And I thought, what happened here? Were we pranked? So I went to my boss. I said, Michael, it says cucks and dip on the sign. He said, yeah, isn't that awesome? I said, oh, so you know about this? And he said, yeah, I did it. I said, why did you do that? What do you know what a cuck is? He said, yeah, it's an abbreviation for cucumbers I came up with. I was like, oh no, they already have that. It's called cukes. It's cukes and dip. And he said, I know, I hate cukes. Cucks is the new thing, and I came up with it. People are going to love it. Nice. And he was really happy until I explained to him what a cuck is, and now he just thinks I'm weird. Which, I was having a conversation with a coworker the other day. She asked me, if you had to compare yourself to a superhero, who would it be? And I thought, if I had to compare myself to a superhero, I think it'd be the Incredible Hulk. But that's only because we have very similar catchphrases. The only difference is I don't say when I'm angry. I just mean to people and shout, you're not going to like me. I went to Build-A-Bear the other day to Build-A-Bear, but the bear I built was so small and loose, it was more like I built a twink. I was having sex with a girl the other day, and in the middle of it, she whispered in my ear, I have an IUD. And I said, oh, that's fine. They say that's equal to a high school diploma nowadays anyway. You guys know how some animals are named after what they are, what they do. They have very self-explanatory names, like a golden retriever, for instance. It's golden, or retrieves things. Or you have like a anteater, it eats ants. You have a swordfish, it's a fish with a sword for a face. You got a woodchuck, chucks wood. You got a woodpecker, pecks wood. You got a groundhog, hogs the ground. You got a hedgehog, hogs hedge. You got a hummingbird, it's a bird that hums. You got a flycatcher bird, it's a bird that catches the flies. You got flies, flies fly. You got grasshoppers, they hop in the grass. Looks like grass hopping. So like with this, that's just a short list of examples, but with this knowledge, wouldn't it make sense that we refer to mosquitoes as shit fuck scum cunts? Like, doesn't that just kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit more? Anyone in here ever see their dad's dick? Anyone? First time I saw my dad's dick, I was 5 years old, and I was sitting in his room. And he was coming down the stairs, and I jumped under the bed. I thought, I'm gonna jump out and scare him. He came running down the stairs, rushing in the room. He pulled his pants down. He was in a rush, not to show me his dick, but to get changed. And there it was, just swinging, big old salami right in front of my face. He had no idea I was there. If he sees this, he'll know. But big old dick. And even at 5 years old, I thought, well, where's mine? You know? Like, I got a lot of traits from my dad. I didn't get his big dick. I guess a big dick skips a generation. Like my dad's dick, it was like the first time I saw the George Washington Monument. I just looked up at it like, it's so big and real. I can't believe I'm seeing it. Like his dick's the George Washington Monument, and mine's a little replica you buy in a souvenir shop. Like my dad's got a dong, I got a ding. Like my dick looks like a stage 4 cancer patient, refused treatment, withered down to nothing, and then never died. My dick's like a fish you catch and you throw back. My dick's like a sewing pin you drop in a carpet, and you sift around through the carpet a little bit trying to find it, and by the time you find it, you don't even want to sew anymore. Yeah. Like, you know how dudes with big dicks say they have 3 legs? I have 11 fingers. All right, thank you very much. That's
Thank you. Patrick DePari. Let's keep this show rolling. In the interest of pissing off my producer, I'm going to bring another lotto spot up. Please keep your hands going for Marleah Rose.
Hi, my name is Marleah Rose, and I'm going to introduce myself the best way I know how, the only way I know how, and that's through rap. Okay. This is introducing Marleah, now producing the high bar. Used to be tense, then loosen the straps of my bra. Evolution of a star, my revolutions are on par, like I'm in a car with Cesar yelling fatwa. My flow is heavy, period. I get silly with it, serious. I'm big, you can see me like a myriad of pyramids. Look, when I'm talking, you can hear I'm smart, like Stephen Hawking. Plus, I'm like Michael J. Fox with my rhymes, I be rocking. I come correct. You can't expect when I inflect on fleek. You know I'm a freak when I rip this beat. These words I speak reek of feet. Eat these synonyms like a spoonful of cinnamon on the beach. Talk used to be cheap, but they believe me because I'm sweet like lychee. Now I'm eating ceviche. What'd she say? All right, you guys get it. You get the picture. So Cardi B really inspires me, but not for rap. She inspires me. Do you guys remember when Cardi B almost got in trouble for like raping and drugging and then stealing from men? Almost. You know, she is like my OJ. Do you guys get that? Like she's the one that got away with it. And I'm just really happy about that. Feels good to finally have that example for the youth. So I want to try something affirmative catcalls, like catcalls for women that are affirming. So that would sound something like, ooh, girl, I like the way you walk with confidence. And if you see a beautiful woman walking with her child, you say, hey, little mama, your body is amazing because it made life, right? Because that's an amazing thing that women's bodies do. And it's hard for women to have self-esteem, it is. Like, especially if your mom is kind of rude to you, like mine is. So this one time I was looking in the mirror and I was actually feeling good about myself, you know? I was like, girl, you look like a snack, but from a Renaissance painting, you know? And then she came over to me and she rubbed my belly and she goes, Marleah, you have a Buddha belly. I was like, Ma, that's my Botticelli belly. I'm Rubenesque. Art history, you're welcome. What else do I have for you guys? I think, well, along that theme, my self-esteem is really low, but something that I do know about myself is that I park really cute. You know, like I park really cute. Like every time I park, it's at an acute angle. What else? I hate automated paper towel dispensers. I really hate automated paper towel dispensers. because they're worse than men at knowing when I'm dry. Like, they're so bad at it, those automated machines. I haven't gotten the light yet, so I'm going to keep going. Did I have the light? Did I see it? Okay. One more joke for you guys. Yes, one more joke for you. So I heard about these pedicure fish, and I really wanted some, so I went to the pet store to get fish, and they gave me goldfish, so I put my feet in, and then the fish died. So next I went to an exotic pet store, and I asked for the fish that eat skin, but they gave me piranha. And I put my feet in, and now I don't have any feet. Guys, I have to be honest, they can't see it, but I do have feet. And there they are. All right, thank you so much. Have a great night.
Marleah Rose. Oh, so glad to bring this next comic to the stage. Jay hosts a great mic called the Studio of Madness in Beverly. Woo! See, it gets applause. Applause break just for the show that Jay hosts, okay? I'm so glad to have them on the show. Please put your hands together. Jay Demeule.
I call this bit angering the cameraman. Been trying to get seagulls to like me because they keep stealing my food. So I've been doing this by trying to be just as annoying as they are. So every time I see one, I'm like, hey, go, hey. And then they just make direct eye contact with me as they eat my fries. It's very terrifying. So you're looking at me and you're correct. I am gay. I am a member of the gay community. I don't speak for everybody, but what I am going to do is just quell a little bit of a worrisome thing I've been hearing about the gay agenda. It's not a real thing, you guys. It's just the gay agenda was made up by Big Stationery to sell more Rainbow Daily Planners. That's all that is. Nothing to be scared of. Boom. No. Speaking of gays, where's my gays at? Where's my L's, my B's, my G's, my T's, my Q's, my I's, my A's? Y'all gotta shut the fuck up. There's a Cullen coming, that's how the government's gonna get you. I know some of you looking at me like, but I know what I look like. I have mirrors. I can see. And I like to live life dangerously. One time, I was at a show, and the hosts were like, hey, are there any queers here? And I was just like, shit, it's just me. In hindsight, outing myself at a Republican youth convention was not the best idea I've ever had. One idea I have is that I want to open up a gays-only whiskey bar where tops can meet bottoms. And I'm going to call it Catchers in the Rye. Because love is a beautiful thing. I was at my optometrist the other day because haven't been in 5 years, and that's a problem because I can't see anything anymore. And while I was there getting my eyes checked out, I had to use the bathroom. She only has one bathroom in her office, so while I was in there, she had to go. And it was just really awkward because she was outside the door just like, excuse me, is it a number 1 or a number 2? A number 1 or a number 2? What about a 3 or a 4? And I didn't know what to do, so I just exploded. It was a number 5. It's very awkward. I believe if you want concrete results, you just jump off a building. Yeah. If you haven't figured out from my charming demeanor, clinically depressed. It's also wedding season, So if anybody here is getting married and you need something blue, hit me up. You can just pay me in whiskey. It'll be fine. Guys, if you don't laugh at those jokes, they're just desperate cries for help, so keep laughing. Actually, no, I've been very depressed more recently because over the past couple of years, I've been losing a lot of good people in my life. I've been going to a lot of funerals. You know, you go to too many funerals, it starts weighing heavy on your heart, you know. Always a mourner, never the deceased. But I do like to party. I like to drink heavily because I am also an alcoholic. That comes with the depression. Surprise. And basically, I don't like to drink in public anymore because everybody gets worried and they get a little judgy. Like, guys, chill out. It's just a crippling thing that I have to deal with occasionally. So what I do is I go home and I just drink by myself because I'm too drunk to judge anybody, so it'll be fine. But occasionally, I'll have a friend over. We'll get a little wild and crazy. The other night, I was out with my friend. We were at my house painting our nails, drinking whiskey. And I did a shot of whiskey, oops, shot of nail polish. And my friend started freaking out. She was like, oh my God, Jay. We gotta get you to the hospital and get your stomach pumped. You're gonna die. I was like, in this economy? With zero health insurance? That's way too risky, man. So I just did a shot of nail polish remover and I'm fine. You don't need health care. You just need a little bit of ingenuity and a can-do attitude. You'll be absolutely A-okay. I also like to smoke weed, and one of the things I like to do when I smoke weed is think about things that I don't really have anything thinking about. You know, I shouldn't be thinking about them. It's a weird thing for me to think about. And this next thing I'm going to bring up is something I've been thinking about for a long time, so much so that it's just kind of become a cage in my head. I can't stop thinking about it. And if I tell you guys, I might be free. So I'm going to tell you this. What did water do to get kicked out of Earth, Wind, and Fire? Been thinking about that one since the 21st of September. I don't remember much. That's pretty much all I remember. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm depressed and I need to lose weight, I've been told I need to go for walks more often. So I've been going for walks in the woods because it's quiet there. I like to think about Earth, Wind, and Fire. The other day I was out for a walk and I saw this tree fall. It didn't make a sound. I was like, well, that solves that, I guess. But then the tree hurt me. The tree was like, oh, shit. Did you see me fall? This is really awkward. I don't know what to tell you, man. So that solves that question, I guess. I've been talking to people in line while I wait for things because what else am I supposed to do? And I've realized something. Don't talk to people. It's a horrible thing. It's a waste of your time. You don't need to do it. Because today, I was waiting in line for my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, talked to this lovely lady, found out that she has 3 beautiful children, 2 dogs, refuses to vaccinate those 3 beautiful children, but those 2 dogs, up to date on all their shots. That woman's a monster, right? Yeah? Giving those 2 dogs autism when she's got 3 perfectly good kids to give it to. I think the only appropriate way to leave to go to the bathroom is to say toodaloo. Toodaloo.
Keep it going, Jay Demeule. I've been waiting to have them on so long. Oh, man, that's great. Speaking of waiting to have somebody on a long time, I'm waiting to have this guy on a while. This guy's one of the greatest supporters of the Boston comedy community. He runs a great mic over at Lowe's, down at the Blarney Stone at Dorchester. Lowe's of the Irish. You got to go check that out. Great friend to me. Please give him a lot of support. Mr. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, ladies and gentlemen.
the obvious out of the way first. Men suck. I'm not saying we don't exist. I'm saying I'm not proud of that fact that we do. In some circles, we're called daddy. In all circles, I call us what we are, the foreskin that needs to be circumcised off the penis of life. Now that that's out of the way, conventional comedy wisdom says to write what you know, which sounds good unless you're the kind of person that doesn't know very much. My quest for higher knowledge did not take me to MIT or Harvard. I needed something more feasible. So instead, I went to Quincy, Massachusetts. But I did learn something valuable. I am terrible at insulting people. I overanalyze my own dialogue. Hey, go fuck yourself. No, you don't deserve the pleasure. Hey, where do you get off? No, that's more than I want to know about you. I didn't mean to encroach. Common knowledge will say that the hardest thing in the world to try to spend is Bitcoin. To which I say, have you ever tried to spend time with your family? I grew up in Dorchester, Massachusetts. I don't live there anymore, that's why I'm still alive to tell you that. But while I was there, I learned family don't. Picture it, sitting there, building Lego towers in Yash Gosh Bagashas. And one day, somebody taller than you walks in and says, hey, don't be a dick, unless somebody tells you to suck theirs. So I'm 5, and I said to my grandfather, could you not do that? Doing something that you just did is something you shouldn't do while I'm this small. All right, Lloyd, I'll talk to you later. 2 years later, came back, more life advice. Lloyd, one day you might have a conflict with a schizophrenic person, and it would be very rude to ask them, who the hell do you think you are? I don't know what the scariest part of that story is. 1, I didn't write that. That was just my life in 1993. 2, my cousin, who is also a child and sitting next to me, leans in and says, I think now would be a good time to leave. Or the fact that number 3, we left into the streets of Dorchester, a safer place to be at that point. The streets of Dorchester shouldn't be safer than being around your grandparents. The only thing the streets of Dorchester should be safer than are the streets of Worcester. Not even the weirdest thing that ever happened to me in the ghetto. That came when I went to Roxbury, or as I know it as, Dorchester the sequel. Wasn't my decision to go from Dorchester to Roxbury. My parents' call. They called it a necessary move. I called it what it was, a lateral move. And while I was there, the phone call came. One day I'm sitting there playing N64 because I'm trying to stay off the streets. And my mother comes in and says, Lloyd, your aunt's got a call for you. I'm gonna let you know what she's gonna say. Not now, mother. You see that? That's called the water temple. You wouldn't know about that. But it took me months to get to this point, and you're gonna ruin it with your family and your phone calls. Step aside. Obviously, she didn't step aside. Yes, Auntie. Lloyd, I know you're going to high school next year. I want you to remember that sex is just like a bridge game. Come again? Sex is just like a bridge game. You don't need a partner if you got a good hand. That'll be all, Mother. Take it away. It made sense a year later. Children loved having children in the year 2000. I was a child in the year 2000. I didn't want myself. So in order to keep myself safe and, not get into that trouble, I won't lie, I played a lot of bridge. And it worked. I've been practicing virginism for 33 years, which means in 7 years' time, I'll be the perfect candidate for the 40-Year-Old Virgin sequel. Cultural Reverse Edition. We're back. He's black, and he's kept it all in the sack. But on the other side, I'm terrible at dirty talk. What do you think of 69, Lloyd? Great summer? Much like tonight, that's all I would have. Thank you very much.
Right handshake. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, ladies and gentlemen, let them know. Check out that mic at Lowell's at the Barney Stone. It's going to be an awesome one. I am so glad to bring a headlining great act for the end of our show tonight. She has appeared in the Hong Kong Comedy Festival. She's going to be headlining Boston Rising Comedy Show at the Riot Theater on July 20th. Please put your hands together for Reece Cotton.
Thank you. Yes. I started doing comedy because I just needed a safe space to be offensive. If I can't talk about your mother on stage, where can I? No, my last name is Cotton, and a lot of people can't figure out where I get this confidence from with a last name like Cotton, right? And it's very simple. It's spelled like the fabric, not the fields. I wear it. I don't pick it. You got me? I'm locking eyes with the only white person here. No, I'm joking. Oh, man. Yeah, I did the Hong Kong International Comedy Festival. That was a lot of fun. Learned some Chinese. I actually spoke it before I got there, but apparently I was kind of rusty because I asked the old Chinese man for the time, and he gave me his watch and ran away. So I felt terrible. Felt terrible. I did, because, like, you know, but at the same time, it just, you know, it still works. So I asked the Chinese woman for directions. She ran away. At a certain point, you just get so offended that I just started chasing her. And I need the exercise. No, but it's good to be in Boston. I was trying to practice a little Chinese at a restaurant because I wanted to impress my grandma. You know what I mean? So I motioned for the Chinese waiter to come over. I said, wait, 先想请问什么是你最好的菜? And the translation is, hey, mister, excuse me, what is your best dish here? And the Chinese waiter just looked at me and proceeded to ignore me. Right? Fucked up. I couldn't have that, right? Not in front of my grandmother, so I let him know, hey, 我是黑人，但是现在假装我是白人，所以更快更快。Jackie Chan. And that roughly translates to I'm black, but right now we're going to pretend I'm white. So like chop chop with my order. Jackie Chan. I don't know how to say Jackie Chan in Chinese, so. No, but, you know, that got his attention, right? You know, finally I'm being acknowledged. Just that the Chinese waiter then said, I only speak English, asshole. And I felt terrible after that. You know, I had to go home and smoke after that. Any 420 friendly people here? Oh man, the whole crowd. Oh, that's what's up. That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to be amongst friends, you know. My grandma, she smokes medicinal marijuana for her glaucoma, right? I smoke her medicinal marijuana because she sells it to me at a discount. So everybody thinks smoking with their grandma's lame until they realize it's cheaper when, you know, nepotism. Oh man, I got a dog. I got a pit bull, actually. One day I got so high I forgot I had a dog. Like, that's the... If you ever get high and you come home to a 125-pound pit bull, you just like... I was like, shit, am I in the right house? Oh, my God. I was so scared. I was so scared of my own dog. Nah, but he's the best. Now he's the best. It took some training. It took some time. He had to... you know, learn, because when I first adopted him, he was very disrespectful. Like, I threw a stick for him to go fetch, and he brought me back a Weight Watchers magazine. Like that level of, you know, disrespect, and I can't have that, you know? So I just starved him for about a day or a month. The point is, the next time we played fetch, my dog brought me back a bag of weed. And that's how you train your animals. I'm just giving out how much you guys paying for dog trainers and shit. No, my doggy, he actually has a bipolar disorder. Yeah. Someone mentioned schizophrenia earlier, and, you know, if we're going to talk about, you know, mental illness, let's talk about animals having mental illness. What the fuck's up with that? Yeah, you guys were kind of uptight with the schizophrenia topic, too, earlier. So I'm not surprised. I'm just saying, has anyone here ever heard of a dog with bipolar disorder? No, right? Exactly. So, like, don't judge me for being shocked and a little upset. They need to disclose these things. I remember saying to the veterinarian, "You mean to tell me that me and my dog are going to be taking the same pills? Is that?" It's not fair. You can't have bipolar. Can't have like a bipolar owner and dog situation. You'll never get shit done. No, but yeah, it's a joy owning a dog, but it's also very expensive owning a dog, especially if you live in Boston because of breed restrictions. Because like I got rejected from numerous landlords and real estate agencies when I was looking for housing. And you know, you after getting rejected so many times. Yes, they are. After getting rejected so many times, I just looked down at my dog Max and I said, "Dude, how does it feel to be black? We can't get an apartment anywhere. They ain't even pretend to check my credit. This is bullshit." You know? But it's all good because, you know, I live in my grandmother's basement rent free now. You know what I mean? It's a sweet deal. You know? All right, I'm not saying I'm proud of it. I'm just saying it's rent free because she doesn't know I'm down there. And I'm actually her favorite grandchild because she thinks I visit her 3 times a day. I'm just coming upstairs from the basement, you know, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm just saying there is an upside to dementia. All right, you guys are starting to loosen up a little bit, yeah. Like mental illness, dementia, when's it gonna stop? No, I actually I live in the Mattapan area. I don't want to say exactly where, but I'm gonna say like the Mattapan area, right? And we just got crosswalks. And I went into a liquor store. And I didn't even know where I was because they took the bulletproof glass down. I was like, what is going on in my neighborhood? I started looking around more, and they were cutting down trees so things were more visible. They were putting up reflective lights so cars, you know, wouldn't hit shit. They were at night, you know, they're improving this. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I heard a little kid on the bike shouting, "The white people are coming, the white people are coming." And I was just like, oh yeah, gentrification is real. Oh, it is real. If you live in a neighborhood that is, you know, just seeing massive improvement, be suspicious, all right? Unless you own property, because, you know, then that's going up. That's going up. Yeah. I got the light, so I'm gonna leave you with this, right? Just something to take with you as you go out in life. Everything that glitters isn't gold. But if we're lucky, it'll be a stripper. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much. Reece Cotton. Reece Cotton. Give another hand for all the comics that you've seen here tonight. We're so glad to have you guys come out. That's our show. Please follow us on Facebook. Follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Come and see our show next month. Thanks for supporting comedy in Cambridge. You're the best. Good night.